Strap in, folks.
Strap in for the ride.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to this dark moon transmission. So, tonight is your lucky night. Tonight, I'm going to take you on a guided meditation to meet the dark moon deity. So, while I do the kind of pre-meditation waffle, if you want to go and grab a candle and something to put over your head like this, like a shawl or something, then you can do that. And if you want to light some incense, you can do that as well. Don't light it yet though. Yeah. So you can participate by lighting the candle and the incense when I talk about that, because it's more like a guided ritual than a meditation, but there is a meditation in there if you get my drift. So just a little bit beforehand about what is the dark moon, because most people call this moon phase the new moon. So a lot of witches recognize that there are still points with the moon phase. One of them is the full moon. The other is the dark moon, where there is zero illumination. Okay. The new moon, for a lot of witches, is when you see the first sliver of light. Yeah. And that's where a moon app comes in really handy, because you might not actually be able to see it, but even at something like 0.5% illumination, that technically is a new moon. So the dark moon energy is one of very much going inwards. And I found out yesterday, because I don't do astrology. It's just not something that I've ever really honed in on. Yeah. So this dark moon is in Scorpio. So it's big energy. Yeah. Big energy of renewal, cleansing and renewal. Yeah. Which is why I thought, okay, we'll do this particular meditation or this guided ritual tonight, because it is, excuse me, it is very powerful. Please excuse my coughing. So I'm just going to go through it a little bit. So what we're going to do, and you can do this for 3 nights in a row to get the maximum efficiency. Yeah. You can do this for 3 nights in a row. Something I'm going to do before we open the circle, because we're going to open a circle, but we're going to visualize it. Unless you really, really, really want to walk the circle, that's entirely up to you. So on a dark moon, when we cast the circle, we cast it widdershins, which is anti-clockwise, which denotes going down into the earth, as opposed to a deersil. If you were opening a circle deersil, that's ascending, whereas for the dark moon, we're descending. Yeah. So we're going to ground, we're going to cast the circle. I'm then going to ask you to light your incense as we imagine walking the circle. Then we're going to light the candle, and we're going to again walk the circle, visualizing. Yeah. Then we're going to turn out the lights, because this is very powerful when it's done in the darkness. Now, for anyone watching on YouTube, I'm not going to be able to do this in the darkness, because I need to be able to read the meditation. So there will be some light coming from here. So then we go through the guided meditation, and there are parts where I will be playing a small drum. It's not going to be a big loud drum. It'll just be like in the background. So we go through the meditation. So I'm just looking through my notes, and then we come out. We extinguish the candle, visualize closing the circle. Yeah, and then if you want to discuss what you experienced, you can, but you don't have to. Yeah. Now through the meditation, I will be like giving like little asides. Okay. just so you know. Okay, so before we go into the cauldron, I talk a bit, and then when you come out of the cauldron, I talk a bit more about what you might experience. Okay, just so you know. Okay, so I hope you're all sitting comfortably. Are you all sitting comfortably? Okay, so, oops, I forgot this drum hasn't got a thing on the back. I have to hold it in a weird way. So, is there anything else I want to say before? I don't think so. So, to begin with, we're going to take 3 deep breaths into the belly. So, in your own time. And as you exhale, try and allow your body to release and relax. Yeah. Breathing in and out. So as you're breathing, just a bit of drum. So you can imagine roots coming from your feet down into the earth. Or you can imagine a conduit as wide as your hips going down into the earth. Either is good. Breathing. Feeling grounded, stable, connected deep into the earth. And if you want to, you can bring that energy from the earth all the way up to land at the heart center. Breathing. Okay. So if you are using incense, you can light your incense now. Oh, lovely. So I want you to imagine, so you can close your eyes, and I want you to imagine walking in a circle in an anti-clockwise or with a shins direction from the west round to the south, then east, through north, back to the west, and imagine you're carrying your incense. So we are creating the Widdershins circle. Breathing. And when you get back to the west, placing the incense on your altar. Next, we're going to light the candle. It's just about lit. So again, you imagine picking up the candle and imagine walking the Widdershin circle again from west round to the south, east, through the north, back to the west, carrying your lit candle. And then when you get back to the west, imagine placing the candle next to the incense. And now, turn out the light. So the candle is your only illumination. So imagine sitting in front of your altar and pull your head covering over your head so that most of the room is hidden. So if you do want to drum through this, then you can. Sorry. Okay. So the eyes are closed. Allow your busy mind to sink deeper inside yourself as you close your eyes. Let your whole being relax as you take 3 deep breaths into your belly. Letting go with each exhale. Breathe and release mind, body, breath. Don't push to relax your being, but instead allow your mind to drop into the heart space. Into the inner darkness. Visualize yourself in a dimly lit tunnel, carved entirely out of rock. The path underfoot has been worn smooth by those seekers who have gone before you. The walls are rough and set at intervals with flickering lamps. You hear chanting in the distance, and you move toward the sound. After many twists and turns of the tunnel, you find yourself at the entrance of a vast cavern. The ceiling and the far wall is shrouded in shadow. In the center of the cavern is a huge cauldron with large candles lining the path towards it. Behind the cauldron, carved out of glistening black stone, is a throne. On this throne sits a silent figure, wearing a black robe. The hood pulled forward over the face. One pale hand holds a gleaming sword. The other white hand beckons you to come forward. You pass between the lines of candles until you stand before the cauldron. The figure opposite you rises and lets their hood slide back, revealing a strong face. Waves of great power radiate from this deity. The eyes are deep-set pools of darkness that see through to your very being. Nothing can be hidden from this dark moon deity. When you are asked, and you will be asked, you can explain why you have come to this realm and before this powerful deity. Explain exactly what you want to change in your life, why you are dissatisfied or unhappy, but don't detail how you want the changes to be done. Be ready to allow however the dark moon deity brings about the changes. Listen closely to anything that is said to you. You may very well be asked to step into the cauldron. This is a significant spiritual experience, so be certain you are prepared to undergo what will happen. The cauldron experience differs from person to person and is very personal. If you are drawn to enter the cauldron, the dark moon deity will likely touch your heart with the sword. Then will take your hands to aid you as you move into, then back out of the cauldron. What each being experiences in the cauldron is different. You may undergo initiation, receive visions of the future, and or even experience your physical form melt to the bones and reform. You may relieve old happenings or a viewing to understand where you may be looping in unhelpful ways. Some of these experiences can be very emotional, especially loss. However, this release of emotions and feelings can be followed by contact from those on the other side, or, for example, a rush in of pure love consciousness or pranic energy, showing you that nothing is ever destroyed or gone. If you are stepping into the cauldron, do so now. Otherwise, see yourself sitting at the foot of the cauldron, bathed in the candlelight. When you enter the cauldron, you can either sit, stand, or lay down. And imagine closing your eyes and breathing deeply in your meditative state. So we're going to be here for a few minutes. As you breathe, and open yourself to the guidance from the dark moon deity. When you rise, and leave the cauldron. Or you stand and rise from the foot of the cauldron. You stand once more in the cavern in front of the dark moon deity. You may be shown symbols, words, colours, visions, objects that will have personal meaning to you. Sometimes they may not be clear right away, but they will unfold in time. Just receive them for now. At last, the dark moon deity salutes you with the shining sword. You feel yourself spiraling away, all the way back to physical consciousness, back to the place in which you sit. You may find yourself taking deep breaths as you surface once more into this realm. The kingdom of the dark moon is vibrationally very different from this physical realm. You may feel a little disorientated, so we shall ground again. Take 3 deep breaths into your belly. And then we're going to take the first 2 fingers of both hands and plug them down into the floor. You can imagine roots here as well, if you like. Then I want you to see a ball of golden white light above your head. And as it moves down and through your being, it scans and picks up any extraneous energy and sends it back down the chute or back down the roots that are connected to the Mother Earth. So you can lower your head covering and look about the room. You may well see or feel the presence of spirit beings who are there to help you assimilate what you have just experienced. So sit for a few more breaths in ponderance. Thank the dark moon deity for their help. Pay close attention to your dreams and insights in the coming days, indeed, up till the next full moon. Make notes if you so wish, and be open to the changes that will come into your life. This is the work of the dark moon deity, alchemization of the old to the new. extinguish the candle, and visualize closing the circle, walking deosil or clockwise from the west to the north, east, south, and back to west. Then repeat after me. May the circle be open, but unbroken. May the God and the Goddess be ever in your heart. Merry meet, and merry part, and merry meet again. Blessings. Okay, folks. I hope you're all back in this realm. So, let's open up the floor. And if you like, discuss. Discuss. If you want to.
No, I haven't anything to discuss.
So is that good?
Well, I would imagine, yes, but yeah, I have no words.
Wow, Andy, you got no words. Oh wow, that's amazing.
Well, one of the things that I used to do long before I even knew it was a thing, but when I was a teenager, having grown up in where I'm currently living in the valleys of East Lancashire, it used to snow and get cold. It's a very damp area anyway, so it used to snow quite heavily, and we used to get, when it was cold, it was cold.
Yeah.
And so I used to imagine a fire inside my belly, like a bonfire.
Oh wow.
And the visualization of that fire inside my belly, or in my belly area, would keep me warm or help to stimulate me enough to, not to feel the cold as much. And I stopped doing it after a few years and dismissed it and forgot all about it. It was one of them things. And then later in life, I found out that it's actually a thing.
Absolutely.
And I didn't realise it at the time. Otherwise, I probably would have carried on. And that's exactly what I've done this evening. So I don't have a candle. So what I did, I'm in total darkness, and I imagined a candle, not inside my belly, but just in my mind's eye.
Very cool.
And did it like that. And I've got a diffuser with some cola flavoured scent. It smells like marzipan.
Oh.
So I'd pop that on in the dark with the sense of the marzipan wafting through the air. So yeah, that's where I was.
Excellent. Did you go inside the cauldron?
I didn't know, but I was already inside me. I struggle getting out of me to go elsewhere, because inside me I'm already where I want to be, need to be, and have been since I can remember.
Yeah.
My early memories of sort of like from when I was about 2 years old is my earliest memory of floating down the stairs, or what I imagined was I was floating down the stairs. When I got older, I realised I wasn't floating down the stairs. It was either my mum and my dad carrying me down the stairs.
Wow.
It's a vivid memory. It's my earliest memory.
Yeah.
And I had to have been about 2 years old. So
very cool.
Very self-aware from a very, very young age.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before on previous shows, where I've got this inner voice, this inner being, this inner me that is surrounded by this sort of ventriloquist's dummy that is my body and mind and everything, and I control it from the inside, just like a ventriloquist does with his hand or her hand.
Yeah.
So I do struggle in that sense to take myself away, because I'm already there.
Yeah.
Inside. So when I close my eyes and I look within, I'm already in that place, always.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah. That's very cool.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. Would anyone else?
Now, let somebody else have
Anybody else? Everyone else is still asleep. They haven't come out yet.
Hi, Angie.
Hello.
Thank you. That was very nice. I was rushing around like a mad person trying to get everything ready because I was literally eating at the start. But I caught up with you, and I went for total immersion in the cauldron.
It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, it was. It was like a silvery kind of liquid. I kind of thought, a bit like mercury, and I thought, no, that would be poisonous. I don't want it to be like.
Isn't it funny how the mind goes, oh, no, you can't do that.
So something silvery and safe, shall we say.
Cool.
So just had a kind of gentle immersion in there and got myself a few messages that I'd rather keep to myself. But,
that's fine.
Yeah, thank you. It's very calming. I love that.
Thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to share? You don't have to. Okay. So I'm just going to share a little bit about when I first did this. So this was back in, and to this day, I cannot find where this came from. I was frantically looking yesterday for the words, because I had it as a, I think it might even be up on YouTube, so I can go and grab the link for that as well. I'll just write that down so I don't forget. So if you do want to do it again, you've got the it's a weird fractal thing I've got that's overlaid on the top of the audio. So yeah, I was frantically looking yesterday for the words, because obviously I want to read it out. I don't want to play an audio. That would just be weird. So I was frantically looking for the words for this thing. Looked in all my witchy books, nothing. So I thought, well, surely if I've put it down on audio, there must be words. No, could not find the words anywhere. So I have no idea where this came from. But I recorded it. I know I recorded it for YouTube in 2021, November, funny enough, 2021. But I don't know where it came from. That's kind of weird. Because I write down all these things. If ever I do a meditation, I always have it written. I have it written down so I can then, record it. So it was very strange to me that I could not find the words for this anywhere. So today I had to go through the audio And it took me nearly an hour to go through it because I was tweaking it as I went as well. To go through it and write it down from the audio. It's like, but now I have it written down on a piece of paper, and that'll go in my folder. But the reason I was talking about this, that's an alchemization process, all of its own. You know, whatever that old, whatever those old words were, they're now new words because I've changed it a bit. So there's been an alchemization process just in the very wordage of it, yeah. But I remember the first time we did this. So we when we do this on the dark moon, we do the full ritual. So we do it as a ritual. So we walk the circle, etc. And the first time we did it, I think it was after we'd done the Sekhmet work, so the alchemization process. Please excuse me. Which is part of the journey we went on with Sekhmet. And I felt that. That's why I said in the notes, I'm pointing at the wrong bit of paper. That's why I said in the notes that you might actually experience that. You might experience your whole being melting down to the bones and then reforming. And it is really interesting when you experience that. If you've ever done acid and speed at the same time, you know what I mean. I only ever did that once and never again. So it's like rising and melting. It's really, really strange. So yeah, that's why I experienced the first time I ever did that. I have to say, at that time, I didn't get anything else but that experience in the cauldron. But it's when it's really, really interesting. So we usually burn myrrh and patchouli leaf when we do this. So it's very earthy. Yeah, so you get a real sense of you're under the earth and you're in the dark. You're right under the earth. You've got the covering over your head, and what that does, so it even though it's dark, all your senses are muffled, for want of a better word. So what you really experience that, like as Val said, that immersion into the earth, and it is just it's quite unreal. It is a completely different realm down in the earth. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So whether you're listening back to the replay or you're watching on YouTube, I really hope you enjoyed that meditation. And like I say, you can do it if you want to do it. If you want to get the most out of it, do it for 3 nights on the trot. Yeah. And if you're not doing it at night, just close the curtains. Yeah. Make it as dark as you possibly can in the room. So you don't have to do it at night. Yeah. You can just close the curtains. So yeah. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything in there. No? Okay.
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just me and Dee. with a smattering of that.
Yeah, so is there anything, I don't know if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. It went a lot quicker than I thought it was going to go.
I've got a slightly obscure question, but related.
Okay.
To the new moon. Is there an animal or bird that is referenced to the new moon as opposed to the full moon? And what I'm thinking of is black cats and crows.
Well, as we call it, the dark moon. I mean,
yeah.
I suppose any animal that facilitates the going within or that walks that liminal space would be correlated to the dark moon. New moon was new beginnings. So an animal that I'm just looking around for, I haven't got my spirit animal deck out. But any animal that kind of represents a new beginning.
So with the dark moon,
yeah.
Are there any? What I want to know is are there any creatures such as the crow or the black cat that are associated with the dark moon in a spiritual sense, or is it open to whatever individual wants at the time?
I think it would, number one, it would depend on if you were working with, like, for example, Hecate, who is goddess of the dark moon, the new moon, sometimes the full moon as well. Very much an earthy Titan goddess. And her associations are dogs, ravens, crows, snakes. Snakes are a very good one for dark moon energy workings. Whereas, so Ariane Rod, who is also a goddess of the dark moon, but also the full moon, her associations, for example, the white owl. You got the white owl. You've got trying to think. Oh god, what's the other animal that she's associated with? Can't think off the top of my head. Spider, that's it. Of course, she's a weaver. Yeah, spiders. So, you know, if you're working with a particular deity at the dark moon, it would involve different types of animals. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's not unnecessarily complicated. If you keep it simple, then, you know, you would go with an animal that is quite shadowy. So you could even say a fox, because a fox kind of is, you know, lurking around. Lurking. I don't like to call foxes lurkers, you know, but they do. They move in the shadows, don't they? They move in the shadows.
Yeah,
so you could use a fox to guide you, because that's all we're really talking about here is like spirit guides in animal form. So the dark moon deity, I don't know they have any. I've never actually thought about that. With the dark moon deity, what animals are associated, but you could certainly say, yeah, I'd definitely say crows, ravens, especially. Probably cats, because cats walk the liminal space more than any other animal, I would say. Yeah, interesting question.
Thank you very much for that.
That's all right. Any other business? Any questions?
I tell you what, Angie.
Yeah.
Are you going to pull us a card?
I can. Let me just. I've got a little thing
dark
here.
Moon associated deck, possibly, maybe, or an oracle.
So I actually got a comment on the live stream. Wow, that never happens. Woohoo!
YouTube.
Yeah, no, on YouTube. Yeah. Okay.
What did it say?
It's from Agatha. She said, "Greetings." I know I've never seen the little dot come up on the little speech bubble on Restream. I've never seen that before. I'm like, what's that? Their experience. I like that. Okay.
So, can the people on YouTube hear us speaking as well as yourself?
Yes.
Right.
Only because I've got my phone right next to my microphone. It's nothing technical. I don't even know how I'd work that one out. But yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take from the druid. Oh. Okay.
This is a dark moon card.
Do you know, I was looking through my decks. There are no decks that have dark moons. I think I might have to create one. I've got no moon decks that have dark moons on them. That's criminal, that is. Okay. So yeah, I've taken from the druid. Oh, what are they called? Druidic tarot. I'll get there in a minute. 5 of Wands. Brrr. I like that, and that is really interesting. Very interesting energy. I will.
You're going to have to explain it to me because I'm not that familiar yet.
Hang on. I'm going to post it. I'm posting.
Right,
I was posting. Oh, I get the lighting right. So that is the classic Wicker Man. And we have the 8 of Cups, which again I'll post. And this is quite interesting because we had this one the other day in the Dismembering Tarot.
Yeah, that 8 of Cups was the one that kept coming out for me like 3 or 4 times it came out. Yes.
Oh,
very similar to that one.
Shit. Now, you're not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this, considering we pulled cards for the Dark Moon the other day, yeah? Collectively. Yeah. So, never guess what this card is. The 8 of Wands. Mind blown. So we have the 5 of Wands, which normally, checking with myself, yeah, normally the 5 of Wands is a card of conflict. I'd say this is a card of alchemization. And what are they doing? They're wearing hoods. They're wearing cloaks with hoods. You even have the lighted staffs, the wands. Wow. And the alchemization process, which is excuse me, depicted, that's the word I was looking for, depicted by the Burning Man. That's the whole idea of, working with the Dark Moon deities, the alchemization of the old into the new. So we got the alchemization process. We've got the 8 of Cups. Pick up your light and go. And then the 8 of Wands, which is like, what the frick was that,
Yeah, that was the one where we came to the conclusion that one of the arrows is lying across his lap with his arms over the top.
It's still really hard to see it, isn't it? But
it is, isn't it? Yeah. But you can see there is a bit of a sticky out bit on the left-hand side, although it's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's really hard to see it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we go.
Thank you very much.
2 of those cards that were pulled the other day in the group.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, come out again. That's pretty blooming awesome, isn't it? Let me just see what it says.
All the cards that could have come out. So yeah, the randomness and the probability is the word I think I'm looking for. The probability of the same cards coming out 2 days later must be phenomenal.
Yep, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is so cool. Yeah. Fantastic.
So I don't know if we've lost Rachel and Carly. I don't know if they're there, but we're coming up to the hour.
Yeah.
So if nobody else has got anything else they want to ask, does anyone else have anything for Angie? We'll wrap it up with some final words of Dark Moon wisdom from Angie.
3, 2, 1. Okay. So final words. Go and check out the video, the reading I did from the transition from dark to new moon. That's interesting as well, because there's a transition there from the dark moon, excuse me, through to the new moon. New moon being new beginnings. Yeah. So in those cards that we've just seen there, because the 8 of Wands, I looked in the book because they're slightly different to the normal, the bog standard tarot meanings. This is the time, to reflect before you act. So there we go. Alchemization process. Pick up your light and go. Make sure you know where you're going before you go there. Wow. So yeah. Here endeth the lesson.
All right, something there. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Angie.
You are very welcome. So I'm just replying to Agatha. That's really cool. I got someone on the live. Yeah. Woohoo. Oh, I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat.
I think it in your voice. Thank you, Angie.
You are very welcome. I hope you enjoyed.